Our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Escape the ordinary gym experience and unlock a new you with 3 Pillars Performance. Whether you're a high school athlete, college student, or former athlete, 3 Pillars Performance's state-of-the-art facility and certified trainers are dedicated to helping you achieve your fitness goals. Join a community that helps you get leaner, stronger, and move better than you ever have before. Visit 3 Pillars Performance online at 3pillarsperformance.com or in person at 5620 South 49th Street in Lincoln. Maximize your athletic potential with 3 Pillars Performance today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Jake Buckman back with you here at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios. And we've got a special guest with us, Ashley Larson of Link to Literacy, a board member of Link to Literacy, will be joining us here in just a moment. Of course, just to let you know what's kind of going on here, it is State Championship Monday here on 93.7 The Ticket. So we just had the Class D2 Championship go final. Nick Sainer and Chancellor Brewington on the call. Congratulations to Central Valley with their 52-12 win over Riverside. Congratulations to both teams. Great season by both teams, but only one can hold the championship. As we know, the importance of these championship games. We will have a little bit of a break here, I believe, on the block as personalities. Austin and Strick will be joining us here in the next, over the next hour, I should say. I know Austin was busy over there at the Memorial Stadium as they're also doing the Nebraska football press conference. So plenty to talk about there, but all leading up to Stanton and Sandy Creek will be our next championship game here at 2:45. And then the nightcap for this evening, Omaha South and Omaha West Side at 7:45, the Class A championship game to end things off. So it's a busy day, a fun day, as we always have here on 93.7 The Ticket, covering high school sports, but also an opportunity now to kind of look at our community and try to empower somebody that, or a group that is doing very good in our community, and that is Link to Literacy. And that's where I'll bring in Ashley Larson of Link to Literacy. Ashley, how's it going? How was your weekend? It was a good weekend for Nebraska, I feel like.
It was a great weekend for Nebraska. That made for a happy household.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Before we get too much into kind of what you're specifically here for today, there are new listeners that maybe have not heard of Link to Literacy. What is Link to Literacy and what is their connection to the community in Lincoln?
Yeah. So, Link to Literacy, we are here to inspire generations by providing inclusive books and really high quality literacy education through partnerships and collaborations with nonprofits across Lincoln and across Nebraska.
Oh, very, very cool. And I know a little bit about it, so I kind of have to do the whole, I don't know anything about it, but I did go to Woodstock, or not Woodstock, Wordstock.
Yep.
That you guys had, and that was just fantastic. So I am growing to love Link to Literacy myself. What is kind of the mission and purpose in being here today?
Yeah. So the purpose of being here today is as we are going into a holiday season, we know that people feel particularly generous and grateful. And so we are in the midst of our gratitude campaign. We would love to continue to get donations, whether that's financial donations, to continue our awesome programming, to see kids empowered and thriving with reading. We would also love just more people to know what we're doing. We have a lot of events coming up, and if we can continue to grow even our volunteer base, people giving of time, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And in specifically kind of this, the brochure I have here says building aptitude with gratitude. What is that kind of behind those words?
Yeah, so behind those words means that we know, everyone knows, reading is a vital skill. We are currently in the information age. You need to be able to have the skills to read in order to dream big and to be successful and happy. And so that's what we mean by that. We would love more people to get to be a part of this simple yet incredibly impactful mission of getting books and literacy into the hands of kids. And not just so they can be skilled readers, but so that they can be inspired, lifelong, curious learners. By doing that and by being a part of funneling into that mission, we are going to get to inspire, like we say in our mission, generation after generation of leaders for our city, for our state, and beyond.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because reading is kind of a step in learning. Like you said, if you can get excited about what's on the next page, it kind of is kind of a overall overarching theme of kind of going to school day to day, of building on your own skills that you're developing. And it's interesting because I have to wonder myself, in this day and age, like you said, there's so many distractions, nowadays, I should say, with iPads and stuff like that. Does reading seem to be as intriguing for the kids as ever?
So, from my experience, and this is as someone who's worked in the nonprofit world with reading programs, and then just as a mom, I would say, yes, we are in this really fast and somewhat distracted time in our culture, but there is nothing that beats sitting down with a paper book. I mean, for my kids, for kids that I've worked with in the schools, to sit with a book and slow down and read and get just escape in a story, there's nothing compared to that. And I think our kids, because of the fast paced technology, they are just right now like just hungering for that. They want that time. And so it seems to be really well received.
Yeah, I think it's funny because there's so many, everything's, new, to us as opposed to what our childhoods were. So you kind of think maybe there was all these distractions, but believe it or not, books have been around for a long time. And
Mhm.
somehow, some way, people seem to continue, want to continue reading them. And of course, I'm making a joke because it is fascinating. I mean, that's how you kind of, again, can kind of build your skill set and learn, but also, like you said, just kind of get away from everything. And, whether it's, especially in a fictional work, but even kind of learning in nonfiction. I mean, you could just kind of get into put yourself into the shoes of whoever that book may be following.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a lot of fun. I did want to ask you too about Giving Tuesday. That'll be coming up as well.
Yes. So next Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and this is nationwide. We know, like I said, in between these holidays, people are feeling really generous. This is a time that we are all about giving gifts. And so we would love to see people use the opportunity right now, use that momentum of giving to give to a place like Link to Literacy so they can further our mission and really see their donations making an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, looking at your brochure here, thanks to the supporters, have reached over 7,500 children in 2024.
Mhm.
You could just imagine the impact you can make. And I always think, um, and I love kind of the work that you do, but it's just amazing to be able to, there's all these different things that we have to do in life, but to make somebody's childhood better, even if just for a moment, that's really impactful. That's very something that that can maybe lead them down the line to help you to see the importance of that, to do that in themselves when they grow up. So just programs like Link to Literacy, very important in building not just these kids' future, but the futures down the line.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you're hitting it right on the head. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. We're hoping not just to inspire these 7,000 plus, students that we are giving brand new books to, but we're hoping that it's going to be a skill and it's going to be something that inspires them to continue doing that and passing it down the line.
Once again, Ashley Larson, a board member of Link to Literacy, here with us as it is the giving season, and Link to Literacy is all about giving back to the community and helping our young people, and they need support, need some help as well. Like you said, that'd be volunteer donations, whatever it may be. Kind of as we wrap up this interview, kind of final thoughts of Link to Literacy. Heck, I see there's a few board members. One named Derek Pearson. You have any dirt on him? Maybe I can use to later. He happens to be my boss here.
Yep, I wish that I did, but I
Okay.
don't. Anyone who knows DP, he is a good guy, and we're so thankful for the way that he's bridged Link to Literacy with all of you at the ticket and the opportunity to continue to share about the work that we're doing and to get more people involved.
Yeah, well, we appreciate him as much as you do. So lots of fun and a good good cause to jump on board. Link to Literacy, just again helping improve the young people across the state. And is it you said the kind of a nationwide giving on Tuesday? Is that connected with Link to Literacy?
So Giving Tuesday is a nationwide event, but we
Okay.
will be participating.
I
in it.
see.
Yes.
I've caught up now. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks again to Ashley Larson, board member of Link to Literacy. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on. They want to break. Young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just Fridays.
Just Fridays only. Game day only.
Yes.
Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mulberry Barbecue is Lincoln's leader in great barbecue, but also is a great choice for your Thanksgiving meal. They have packages available for hot meal pickup on Thanksgiving Day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to take all the cooking stress out of your day. Call the store for details or to schedule a pickup at 402-937-7114 at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. That's 402-937-7114. Mulberry Barbecue.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering an amazing Black Friday sale for all ticket listeners. You will get the winter 10-week challenge for 40% off and get all of December for free. Start your transformation before the new year arrives. And at the end of the 10-week challenge, someone's walking away with $1,000. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine, and online at fxblincoln.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
We are back in studio here in our in-between segment as we're going actually in between games here on 93.7 The Ticket. Full day of action on the football field over there at Memorial Stadium. We kicked it off with a Central Valley 52-12 win over Riverside to claim the D2 championship. Now just awaiting the D1 championship. Stratton and Sandy Creek will begin around 2:45. We'll send it right back out at that time, or maybe slightly before that, I suppose, for a pregame with Nick Stainer and Chancellor Brewington out there. And then at 7:45 tonight, you're not going to want to miss the Class A state championship game between Omaha South and Omaha Westside. So once again, thanks to all of our sponsors for joining us in this year in covering state championship basketball or football, on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I kind of like what happened on the basketball court this weekend. And it's kind of funny as DP joins me here in studio. Plenty to talk about. What a weekend it was for the Huskers in general, starting with that basketball victory over Creighton. Of course, you get the win and are bowl eligible against Wisconsin in football. And, I went to the football game. I heard rumors. I should say murmurs, talks around where I was sitting about just about everybody talking about they wanted to go and complete the sweep and go watch the Wisconsin Nebraska volleyball game, which did in fact end in a sweep, and Nebraska beats Wisconsin. And so it's just a magical Nebraska weekend. And I talked to last night on I believe that was Uncut with Kyle Perry, that I don't know if you could even set it up as far as opponents any better. If you were to just in this day and age, say, okay, here's what needs to be done on the basketball court. You need to beat Creighton. Here's what needs to be done on the football court or football field. You need to finally knock Wisconsin off. And then on the volleyball court, the same thing. That's kind of been the one thorn in Nebraska's side over these last several years is Wisconsin. So, man, what a time to talk some sports, DP.
Yeah, it lined up really well. And I do want to expand it. One, to say that wrestling won a championship in the Navy Classic. I want to say 4 or 5 wrestlers won their divisions. I believe 8 of the 10 made the podium. A couple of runner-up along the way, and then and even I believe at 165, Minto and Bubba Wilson shared the title. Like 2 Nebraska wrestlers, same weight class, were to meet in the final, and they just said no contest. We'll just both go home champions because we are. We'll do that. And then on the bowling side, they went to the Garden City Classic and finished second, 12-1. Had a really good weekend. Knocked off number 1 Jacksonville State, which is the thing that if you're aspiring for the national championship, you want to be able to do. They had a rough final, and a Youngstown Tate team they had beaten previously in the tournament came back to get them. But it opens the door. Look, you know how to beat the best team in the country. You know how to beat 4 of the 6 best teams in the country. Great weekend. Shout out to young Miss Potts from Nebraska women's basketball. Her season ends. It's been a constant thorn in the heel, direct to the Achilles of Nebraska women's basketball to get through a season healthy. Potts, to my mind, was going to be the X factor that got them over the hump in the NCAA tournament. We know what we get with Markowski. You've got some depth and you've got some great position players around, but having Potts to kind of call in response was going to be big for Nebraska basketball. I think they still stay in the top 25 for now, or should stay in the top 25. And then, of course, the lineup. Like, it did line up. Men's basketball, Fred Hoiberg and this crew. Bach, we got answers Friday night about who this Nebraska basketball team is, right? We found out that some of the role players like Morgan and Euless that we were familiar with but not in full knowledge of, you got to see them in a critical moment step up, in several critical moments, step up and make plays. And then who's going to be your go-to? Can Juwan Gary be the lead? Bryce being the glue in the motor? How would he fare in a situation that wasn't necessarily set up for him, right? They're potholes. They figured out to have 3 big men, legitimate Big Ten big men, on a Nebraska roster has to make Husker fans feel a little bit better about this Big Ten basketball season. And then from the football standpoint, the crowd. That the crowd, the weather worked. Mother Nature was exceptional, giving a beautiful day, sellout crowd. The crowd got juice early and then stayed juicy, right? That part, like that, even when friction happened and you went, okay, here we go. Is this thing? They righted the ship and the fans stayed connected. And it was really cool to watch, even towards the end of the game, to have some fans say, normally we would get out of here now. We're going to stay. We're going to stay and ride this out. And then, did you give your 2 cents on the field rush?
Yeah, I did.
Bach, help me out here. What was your take on the field rush?
Well, it's kind of this exception here where we say, all right, and Matt Rule said this is the last time we're going to be celebrating being old bowl eligible. But, for this one instance, there's times over even my radio career, which spans, past Nebraska, this bowl drought,
right,
where I would have just mocked it, laughed it. I used to have radio host tells me, that I worked with that their grandma could coach Nebraska and get to a bowl game because that's just, Nebraska just thought it was, it was like something that you just get at birth, is that Nebraska will be in a bowl game. We've learned that's not the case. Listen, I don't absolutely love it as far as like a traditional program storming against a beat up Wisconsin team, but it's more than that. And that's what it was. It felt special. It felt more than that. And by God, for those students that never have the chance to rush the field, it was an opportunity to finally rush the field. There was people that were maybe, 4 years, like 8 years in front of them that didn't get that opportunity. So for me, I say, hey, if you're in the position, have some fun.
To have plans for Christmas and football.
Yes.
Fantastic. Right? To have plans for football for Christmas is such a unique thing in recent years and otherwise. So what do you want to go to break, or you want to come back or go through? What do you think here?
Yeah, we got to take a quick break and then we'll come back. I know Austin is on his way. He went to the press conference, so we'll hear from him when he gets back and is going to want to connect in with Strick. But until then, myself and DP can sit in here and talk. There's plenty to talk about, so it works out fine. We'll be back to talk more Husker sports after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Mulberry Barbecue is Lincoln's leader in great barbecue, but also is a great choice for your Thanksgiving meal. They have packages available for hot meal pickup on Thanksgiving Day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to take all the cooking stress out of your day. Call the store for details or to schedule a pickup at 402-937-7114 at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. That's 402-937-7114. Mulberry Barbecue.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln.
If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering an amazing Black Friday sale for all ticket listeners. You will get the winter 10-week challenge for 40% off and get all of December for free. Start your transformation before the new year arrives. And at the end of the 10-week challenge, someone's walking away with $1,000. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine, and online at fxblincoln.com.
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
We're back here. This is the In Between Games show, basically on 93.7 The Ticket, as myself, Jake Bachman, and DP sitting in with you, entertaining you, and hopefully informing you as we move along. Before we get to Stanton and Sandy Creek, our next championship game that we'll have over at Memorial Stadium. Nick Sainert and Chancellor Brewington just waiting for that game to start so they can call another one. If you missed it earlier, we already crowned a champion over at Memorial Stadium here on 93.7 The Ticket. Central Valley beat Riverside 52-12, and they are champions. Once again, congratulations to the champions, as well as the runner-ups today, who had a great season, and of course, their season comes to an end as well. But we were...
Got a read for you.
Yeah.
I have a read for you. Husker Nation, I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who's been a part of this journey. To my coaches, I cannot thank you enough for the guidance, wisdom, and opportunity to grow both as a football player and as a person. Lessons I've learned here will shape me for the rest of my life. To my teammates, my brothers, thank you for every practice, every game, every moment we've shared. You push me to my best every day, and I will always cherish our time together. To my family, I wouldn't be the man I am today without your unconditional love and unwavering support. To the fans, thank you for making my time here unforgettable and welcoming me with open arms. With that being said, after careful consideration, prayer, and reflection on my goals and future, I have made the difficult decision to enter the transfer portal. This decision was not taken lightly, and while it's bittersweet, I believe this decision will allow me to reach new heights and pursue my goals with renewed purpose. I will forever be thankful for the relationships I've built, the lessons I've learned, and the experiences I've had here. Wearing the N and fulfilling my childhood dream of playing for my hometown has been an honor. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything. With all of my love and appreciation, Malachi Coleman. So there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
Good. Honorable way to disband, right? To go ahead and get away. Great to throw in, the childhood dream and all that.
Yep.
Seemingly just kind of got lost on the depth chart and went to the red. I mean, the red shirt route was always one that I think people will second guess, just because in today's era, are you redshirting if you're redshirting anybody, are you redshirting them for you down the line, or are you redshirting them for somebody else? Who really knows? But I suppose that's some news from Malachi Coleman, and was a big get in the recruiting circles. I thought played pretty well his freshman year for what was asked of him, and wish nothing but the best for him moving forward. Obviously, there was talks about, there's rumors, whisper mills going on last week that we specifically didn't address because they were just that at that time. But what are your kind of thoughts on the initial thoughts on Malachi entering the transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll have options, and it didn't. We like to stay focused on what we know versus what we think we know, and as we say, speak about what you know rather than what you think you know, or be curious in full about the fact that you don't know a thing and you want to know. I'd like to know what happened. I'd like to know what the real friction was between a legitimate star athlete, hometown athlete, and the coaching staff, because there has to be something that didn't connect and something that missed. And it's not a finger point. It's an understanding of how can Lincoln High School's best athlete in that 2-year pocket not be productive at the University of Nebraska. And I don't have the answer. There are rooms that I haven't been in, and conversations that I haven't had. The ones I have had would lead me to ask and be curious, because that also says to the next Lincoln High School best athlete, that didn't work. And you have to be careful in the accountability side of it, because it's who you say you are versus who you show you are. And if Lincoln fans want Lincoln and Nebraska's best to stay here, right? And that's a big part of the conversation. You want them to stay here. And then you also recognize that, hey, the number, that 150, 155 number becomes 105. So not only can that not happen, but you can't miss anymore with your 105. And so what does it mean, Bach? I think the bigger question is, what does it mean for Nebraska high school football players about being a part of this vaunted important program? Because you have to have history that says this is who we are and this is who we want to be. And I don't know if there's a Malachi Coleman in 2026 class, 2027, but it's a part of the conversation now. So, different coaching staff, different coordinator now, different receivers coach. Hey, it's all up in the air now. We all shoulder shrug at what we know versus what we think we know. He's a good young man. And we have to remember that he made a decision when he was 17 years old, 18 years old. He's not fully formed yet. Like these decisions, right? These decisions on who to play and who gets to play all have reason and logic for whoever made the decision. You and I don't get to make the decision. We sit back and watch on Saturday who runs out the tunnel and who makes plays. Everything else, Bach, is a puzzlement.
Well, and it is. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of kind of mixed emotions about this. But what are your kind of thoughts on the decision? Let's say all else put to the side, again, things we don't necessarily know, what are, the decision to redshirt a player that seemingly was in line to at least compete for playing time. Now, maybe he would have ended up like IGC, who just got his first catch of the season this past week, and maybe that would be worth it to him. I'm not saying one way or the other, but
no, you just said it.
Well, I know IGC probably would have wanted more than one catch at this point in the season. So you're kind of doing a battle there of like, maybe Malachi, we just don't see you, hitting the field enough to preserve this red shirt. So I mean, that was just always kind of one that I thought was interesting, but it was also kind of the timing in which it happened, right? Because there's a lot of guys that they've gone on and say, well, we'll see, we'll use their 4 games. This one was just like an early in the season, and I think part of it was because of who he was and his name and in the Lincoln connection and all that, was to say, okay, guys, we don't need this question every week. But it was kind of just an interesting, and like I said, just interesting altogether these days to redshirt. I still think you do what's best for the player, right? And I think a lot of players, most players, will benefit off a redshirt. But a lot of these times in the modern era, you're redshirting a guy, you're taking a risk that he didn't like being redshirted.
Well, I mean, the redshirt thing, think about this. Let's go back a few years. In that the very first touchdown of the season was the touchdown pass to Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. In the season opener, the first touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And I believe the last touchdown pass of that same season was Malachi. Right?
There are only about 8 of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, but you went through a process where those players were necessary, and then maybe they were good enough or not good enough. We don't know. But you went through the transfer portal and you went and got receivers. Now, how many of those? Remember, Young Bullock is still on the roster.
Yeah.
That was a starter. That was a multi-game starter. So those 3 receivers that we can talk about didn't get the run that we thought they were going to get, right? And they didn't get the exposure that we thought they were going to get. New management changes business. And that's in fullness. That's really what happened. Each coach has his own favorites and his own guy and his own preferences for what he wants his skill players to play like. And then the production. I wasn't at practice, so I don't know what was done in film study. I don't know what was done in practice one-to-one. I don't know what sort of success or failure there existed during install. Are you able to pick up the verbal? Can you get into adjustments? Are you making sound football decisions? The things that happen off the field. And then, quite frankly, it comes down to a lot of times, and as a head coach, I've been guilty of it. You have your favorites. You have your preferences. For me, favoritism was based on, can I trust you to do what you and I agreed is the standard? Right? Mm. Can I trust you? And it's that thing. Okay, Bach, if I say, listen, I'm going to put you in control. You'll run the studio from 12 to 4. Here are the 10 things that I need for you to do better than anything else, and anything else we'll figure out based on sound decision. If I can trust you with that, you're my favorite. That's 4 hours of the day that I don't have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then you know that as a producer and as a host, that your ability to trust your partners in here comes from, listen, there's 10 things that Bach needs every day. And you would get frustrated if something you and your co-host agreed to do all day, every day, isn't done. You would just go, come on, man. Like, okay, fine. Then you just go, hey, DP, I need another co-host. Like so there are things that we know, and then there are things that we think we know, but the reality is this is a quality young man, a superb athlete. Then the question becomes, is he a Nebraska Big Ten receiver? Is he a Big Ten receiver? Because there are people outside of this space who think he's a legitimate Big 12, SEC, ACC receiver. They think he's a top-level Power 5 track athlete, right? Okay, so the beauty of what happens is, as much as people hate the transfer portal, what it allows you to do is to say, this is not best for me or us. and simply shake hands and part ways because, God forbid, Bach, you and I ever get single again, but we like the ability to be able to go and make another decision. If it's not best for us, then you shake hands and say, listen, I don't want to be a jerk about it, but okay, there's more for me than this.
Yeah.
And we're all entitled to that. That's what sports is now, even on the college level. It's about to be that way on the high school level. As a matter of fact, it's already bled into high school sports because public school kids are leaving and going to private school to get more run in a preferred spot. There's private school kids who don't like the uppityness and the favoritism, so they want to go public school where they can go in and play with the people in the neighborhood. It's a much more shallow pool in the public school than it is in private school because everybody's paying. Oh, and the money has tipped into it. So it's all of it, bro. I think for me, he's a likable young man, likable family. He and the program simply misconnected on whatever way they did. He will have another opportunity to play football at a high level, and he'll get to remake a better choice for him. And Nebraska, again, the 105. Don't trip. This 105, it should raise the standard for Nebraska football, and that there's fewer people on the roster who don't contribute on a daily, weekly basis. Like you can't miss now, right? So if you're going to choose 15 receivers, you better not miss. You better not miss. 5 quarterbacks, there's no extra weight. 4 quarterbacks, okay, you really got to make it work. Practice squad players, not so much. So, and then if you do it right, and here's the other side of it, if you do it right, the standard raises from the bottom. Because you're ideally your least talented, least productive, least effective, least prepared 50 players are no longer consuming resources, money, time, energy, etc.
Yeah. Well, no, but I know the question for a lot of people though is kind of the connection. I think a lot of it's just kind of it's the professionalization of college football, right? It's kind of that punch at the heart. Like I was talking to Rico earlier. Is that usually if you live in Ord, Nebraska and you have a walk on there, at least you kind of feel like you got, part of the team. And now, there's going to be less of those connections throughout the state. It does make state recruiting more vital to, like you said, land everything as in not just in-state, all recruiting, but especially in-state, where if you're going to take the 6 kids, you better take the right 6 kids because now you're not taking 25 of them,
Right.
So it really, it's interesting to kind of see with the 105 moving forward, but this transfer portal stuff, and I hope, by God, do we all hope that there aren't any knuckleheads that it's going to be messaging Malachi, because like you said, what a great representative of the community he was, both as a high school athlete and at his time at Nebraska. Sometimes it just doesn't work. We've seen Ernest Hausman, a guy that was an in-state kid that had some success at Nebraska and went on and has had now more success at Michigan. And again, it is what it is, and that's, even going back to, and this is a little bit further and maybe there's different details there, but even going back to Trev Alberts, and people will say, well, how could you leave your alma mater? Well, it's like, you might have love for your alma mater. You might have love for the brand, but maybe you don't quite mesh with the people you're working with. And those people happen to be who is there. So I don't know if that's the case, but that's just kind of another standpoint of like, you can leave a place and still love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of that's true. Jay likes to give me grief because, I'm still speaking positively about Utah. Right.
Oh yeah.
I went through my disconnect from the Commanders organization. Same with the Panthers, people that paid me well. But the reality is, if things aren't being done at a standard that you're comfortable with or not comfortable with, you really should. The standard exists in you, and everybody has. Matt Rule and his coaching staff, they all have their standards for what they want to work from. Same from the university. The community should be proud of Malachi Coleman. Again, a national level story of this young man's fortitude and the fact that he's doing good community work in a family that pulled him in and loved on him, and the Nebraska Husker family that loved on him, especially when he chose Nebraska, when he could have chosen anywhere else. So give credit for that, root for the next thing. And then listen, on a week where you could beat Wisconsin and Iowa in the same season back to back, changes the program in full. So wonderful mission accomplished in chopping this piece of wood, but there's more wood to chop, and it's called Iowa, and a better bowl game, better weather, finishing to the season, different disposal of flaws and curses, all those things, getting rid of the madness and nonsense. I do want to let I'll get out of here. Erica from Lincoln Literacy is here. She's got her nephew Kyler. I think you're gonna like Kyler.
Absolutely.
I think you're gonna like Kyler, and then we'll have Austin. I see Austin Chancellor walking around and get them in the game as well, Coach. So, Coach Bach, you're the coordinator. You'll get them in the game and keep us on time.
All right, that's what we got coming up here. All before we return to Memorial Stadium for Stanton and Sandy Creek at 2:45. But we'll take a quick break here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall at Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
As you're gearing up for Christmas, it's time to head to Tailored Life in Bennett to get ready with local shopping. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of Christmas trees in all different colors. Plus, many other fall and winter holiday items and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
We are back here in the 93.7 The Ticket Studios. I am Jake Bakoven as we are kind of sifting our way through another game, waiting for another game to start, I should say, at Memorial Stadium, the Class D1 State Championship game between Stanton and Sandy Creek. We've already covered the Class D2 Championship where Central Valley came out on top of Riverside with a 52-12 win, and they are your Class D2 state champions. Omaha South and Omaha West Side will play as well in Class A tonight at 7:45. All that will be here on 93.7 The Ticket. I also know Austin Orman is waiting in the wings to talk a little bit of sports before we get to that 2:45 kickoff once again. But right now we have a chance to welcome in another member of Linked to Literacy, Erica Kirkland, this time, who is the secretary of Linked to Literacy. She also brought along her nephew, Kyler, on behalf of Linked to Literacy. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. We're feeling pretty good. Now, Kyler, did you is there no school today, or did you just get off?
I just left school early today.
Oh, yeah, very good. Well, an important thing to do. So
yeah, we thought it would be cool to come together.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's good to get an opportunity to be on radio. DP was saying that you're already going to take my job here in a couple of years because you're already ready to go. So here's your first test here. But before we get too far into it, I did want to, Erica, you to give a chance for people that don't know. Maybe, hopefully, many have heard of Linked to Literacy as they've been on our station here before, and as we've been kind of going throughout the day. But new listeners maybe not know what is Linked to Literacy.
Linked to Literacy is an amazing organization, a nonprofit here in Lincoln that provides books and reading materials for underserved youths and their families in our community. We do this through community partnerships. We really believe in partnering with other existing organizations within our community to make sure that kids are practicing reading, that families are encouraging reading, building a family reading culture, because we know that depending on the reading skills kids do or don't have, their outcomes, the trajectory of their life is really affected. And that's important to all of us here in the Lincoln community. So
absolutely. It's incredible what a book can do for you as far as getting away from maybe the pressures in life or just learning, from page to page.
Absolutely.
What you can do from there. I do have to ask because I noticed that Dolly Parton seems to follow you guys around, a cardboard cutout of Dolly Parton anyway. What is the connection with Dolly Parton?
Dolly's awesome. So Dolly Parton, well-known philanthropist, obviously also country music singer, but Dolly Parton really believes in investing and reinvesting in communities. And what a person can do is become a part of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And if a family registers their child as soon as they're born, they can receive, by registering, they can receive a free book each month from birth to 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Free, brand new. Don't have to return it. Nothing else you have to do other than enjoy. And again, spend some time as a family reading, enjoying, imagining all those things that are so important. So
now, Kyler, we got to ask you about kind of your favorite books. What are the books that you've been able to get into, and how excited are you for a new book? I mean, I don't want to be weird here, but there's kind of a new book smell that I personally like about it. But...
Yes.
What kind of books do you enjoy?
I enjoy like Diary of the Wimpy Kid,
Mm.
sports books, especially basketball, like about characters and some people who've played the sport, and some people that made a history in the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's fun through fiction. You can kind of go through your different stories, and then nonfiction. Can you learn about the past and the history? When I was a kid, it'd be tough to get a basketball book or football book out of my hands because there's just so much to learn. And now we've added, since I was a kid, there's 20, 30 more years to the sport, so there's 20,
So
30 years to
many.
go through.
And a big thing that Kyler and I used to do. So when Kyler was in kindergarten, I would pick him up from school every day, and we would head to Barnes and Noble.
Oh,
Get a little treat, pick out a book, and I was always careful to let him pick his own books because I think kids need that ability. Like, as long as they're reading, we don't need to pigeonhole them. Be like, oh, you need to read this kind of book. Just let them read, let them adventure. But the people at Barnes and Noble knew us by name. We came literally every day, so we had lots of fun. But that's how we started our family reading culture. Was just kind of adventuring together after school. So.
Yeah, I'm sure those are memories that he will not forget soon. So that's an awesome job as an aunt, and maybe trying to be the best aunt. I don't know how much competition there are out there, but but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Did you happen to go to Wordstock? I was able to make it to Wordstock. Did you guys make it?
I did not go to Wordstock this year, but I did help prepare for it. I also work as a house director at UNL at a sorority, and that was the day that we got our new members. So all I could do is help prepare for it. But I've been to Wordstock in the past, and man, that is a fun time. You're able to see so many people from within the city of Lincoln and honestly surrounding cities come pick up new books, new to them books, eat from food trucks, just chat. There were celebrity readers this year, just like all kinds of fun things going on. So that's the nice thing about Link to Literacy is we try not to be a single event or a single occurrence organization. We try to have all kinds of things going on during the course of the year to bring people together, but again, to reiterate the importance of literacy within our community.
Absolutely. And although you're not a single event, we are here for you. I mean, there are events going on. So what's kind of the latest in Link to Literacy? Why are you here today specifically?
Yeah. So one of the things that we really like to do is approach our philanthropic endeavors with an attitude of gratitude. And so we are running a gratitude campaign where we're just asking our community to invest in our efforts and consider making a recurring donation to Link to Literacy and just to our efforts to support whether it's Book Bridge, which is, again, a family-based reading program, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, just all of our different efforts. Empower Me, which is getting books to kids that are in foster care so that they have things to bring with them, because we know kids in foster care move around a lot, but they still deserve to have those experiences, those books, to be able to dream those things. So we're just asking people to invest in our efforts in a slightly different way. We'll also be doing some book fairs at after school programs coming up, and those are a blast. Like you were talking about, that new book feeling, that new book smell, to see kids be able to come in after school, pick out a couple of new books for themselves or maybe for a little brother or sister and walk away turning the pages. Like, there's just no better feeling than being a part of that. So.
Well, you're excellent spokeswoman for the company Link to Literacy. I did want to say too, how would you be able to make a pledge? It is often, it is kind of, we're entering the Christmas, the giving season. Yeah. If somebody did want to support, how would they be able to do so?
Yeah, absolutely. They could visit our website, which is www.linked, LINKED, the number 2, literacy, literacy.org. And there's all kind of information about how to make a pledge and how to become involved as well. We're always looking for more volunteers, trying to get this guy down to help us sort books, do things like that, because we want people to be able to volunteer in the capacity that they feel comfortable. So maybe that's a one-time thing, like something like Wordstock, or maybe just whenever we have a need, there's people that always step up and want to help us out. So just finding ways to be involved. I think that sometimes people can be blown away by how simple our mission is, how easy it is to get involved, but how complex it is, because we really do want to help our community be strengthened, help kids have the best chance at a good life, and to help their families have the best chance at a good life.
It really is just a wonderful, wonderful things you guys are doing. I always say it, and it always almost brings me to tears to think about just helping somebody's childhood develop as it comes along. Just for a moment can be spectacular, but if you give them a book and they can learn to read, I mean, it can really change their life and learn to love the lead, I should say, can really change their lives. So fantastic stuff. Thanks for once again for coming in. I did want to ask Kyler, now that I know you're a sports fan at least, what's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball because I've been around basketball. I've played basketball for years. I've watched basketball for years, and that is just my favorite sport. And I like to play it.
He's a humble guy. He's
Yeah.
a junior Olympian trackster.
Oh, pretty good, huh?
Football guy as well. So I mean, he's a sportsman of all sports. So yeah.
Very, very cool stuff. I personally like basketball myself too. So, maybe I'll see you out there on the court at some point. I might be a little bit older by the time you make it. You'll be running circles around me. But that'll wrap it up for this segment here. Well, thanks again to Erica and Kyler Kirkland for stopping by from Link to Literacy. We'll take a quick break, and I believe Austin is waiting in the wings to get a little bit of a word in on what happened this past weekend in Husker sports. We'll do that next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with the Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CRF 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to WeFixBasements.com to learn more.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to bring. Young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just
though.
Fridays.
Just Fridays
Step away.
only. Game day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to 1040 O Street. Couple new voices for you. Austin Norman and Enrique Alvarez Claire. The one, the only, Rico.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I'm fantastic.
How you feeling?
doing? I'm doing great. Full of energy. We've had some fun today. We had a really a high scoring first state championship game in D2.
Well, for one team.
Yeah. Kind of a blowout there, but it's okay. Central Valley comes away with the victory. State champions in Class D2 over Riverside. But it's all good because we have 2 more games coming up here on 93.7. The Ticket, one at 2:45.
And that's just today.
Yeah, just today. We got 3 more tomorrow. We got one at 2:45 and then another one at 7:15. The highly anticipated Class A game at 7:15 between Omaha Westside and Millard South. It'll be Nick Sainer and Jay Foreman on the call. The first game and this next game that you will hear, the first game you heard, and the next game you will hear Nick Sainer and Chancellor Brewington on the call. Chancellor making his play-by-play debut for the Ticket, at least. I don't know how much play-by-play he's done before, but at least for the Ticket, making his play-by-play debut here on State Championship Monday.
We'll get to that about, what'd that be? About 2:30, 2:45
Yeah, something
or
like that.
so. Hearing rumors, we may or may not hear from Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland coming up in 15, 20 minutes.
Was today his birthday or was yesterday his birthday?
Honestly, I don't know. If it's yesterday, I didn't text him.
Oh my God.
I didn't see him post anything. It better be today. I'm pretty sure it's
today.
I'm kind of waiting for the post because I'm a bad co-host.
It's okay. We're going to go with today.
Happy birthday, Stricky, if it is indeed your birthday. If it's not your birthday, well, either keep it till it is or sorry I was late.
Happy belated or keep this in your pocket until it actually is.
Happy general birthday vicinity.
Yeah, it's
Stricky.
around these few days.
That's why Stricky is not here right now. Well, Rico, it was a fantastic weekend for the state of Nebraska and especially the university just down the block from us. The only negative got out of the way early, right? Nebraska women's basketball falls in its first game without Natalie Potts. Tight game up at DJ Sokol Arena. You and Nick were there. Just 1 or 2 quick takeaways from that one.
Nebraska women's basketball is going to have to find a third scoring option. You had Markowski scoring 26 and Britt Prince scoring 20. 2 things with that is, again, you need a third scoring option with Natalie Potts out. I don't know if that's going to be your next 4 in Jess Petrie or if you're going to be able to get a lot more scoring out of Callan Haight coming off of the bench or Logan Nisley, whether she starts or comes off the bench. And then second, let Britt Prince cook. She was able to get to the bucket when she wanted to towards the end of the game. And just, getting easy layups, drawing fouls and all that. So I think it's about time for Amy Williams to take the training wheels off and let Britt Prince do her thing.
Later that night on the men's side over at the CHI Health Center, I was there. Nick was there. We watched the Nebraska men beat Creighton by 11. And not only did they beat Creighton by 11, they never trailed in the game. Creighton got it tied at one point early on. Nebraska men got up by as much as 18 at 31-13. Fred Hoiberg now won the last 2 matchups in Omaha and 6 of his last 14 games against ranked teams have been wins. Nebraska men's basketball showed me something I wasn't expecting. We'll talk more about that one with Stricky. Obviously, Nebraska football, you guys have heard plenty about. We'll circle back to that. But in the news today, Rico.
Yes.
Pro Volleyball Federation draft. Not only was it a great weekend for the Huskers on the court, sweeping Wisconsin for the second time this season.
Did not see that coming.
Winning the season series, sweeping the season series for the first time since 2013?
2013 and getting sweeps in both matches for the first time since 2012.
Woo! Nebraska, Wisconsin in 2012. There's some real voodoo going on there. Go. But a lot of Husker flavor in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Drafted a Merritt Beeson. Drafted
number 1 overall, the first overall pick. It was going to be the Indy Ignite, but they traded it away for the second overall pick and the first pick in the 3rd round to the Atlanta Vibe, who then take Merritt Beeson, who is from nearby Alabama. So she's going back home-ish. Going back home-ish to play for the Atlanta Vibe. And former Husker player and assistant coach, former Ole Miss head coach Caleb Banworth, former Olympian Caleb Banworth, the head coach at the Atlanta Vibe after they went different ways from Doug. I cannot remember his last name. He was there for 1 year.
Mr. Doug.
Yeah, Mr. Coach Doug. Got them all the way to the semifinals in the Pro
Oh, wait,
Volleyball
Atlanta wasn't
Federation.
in the finals? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A little funny there. So they went a different way. Caleb Banworth, now the head coach there, and takes Merritt Beeson, Nebraska, soon to be alum, #1 overall in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft.
Obviously, there's a lot of Big Ten flavor, but even more Nebraska flavor here in the draft. Allie Batenhorst coming back home, drafted by the Omaha Supernovas and sticking in town. Lindsey Krause as well. How about that,
Hometown
Rico?
hero Lindsey Krause, and look, Texas quote unquote native Allie Batenhorst, although she has a lot of ties to Omaha where she has family from. That's one of the other reasons, aside from the fact that she's an amazing player and Nebraska is an amazing program, that she came back to play for the Huskers, ends up transferring out for her senior year and is doing amazing things out at USC. She has 400 plus kills this season. For context, I think Harper Murray is still leading Nebraska with under 350 kills. So she is playing all 6 rotations out at USC and doing an amazing job out there. And now she's coming home to play for the Omaha Supernovas and coach Laura Bird-Coon. So she'll be doing that. And then Lindsey Krause sticks home, gets drafted by the Supernovas in round 3. Allie Batenhorst was in round 2. It's going to be a really interesting time out in Omaha with all this Nebraska flavor, as they have some other Nebraska natives or Nebraska ties on their roster, with former Nebraska middle blocker Kayla Caffey also on that roster,
right,
and former Nebraska middle blocker
what's her name?
Brianna Holman.
There you go.
Also on the roster. A lot of Husker flavor.
Indeed. The other Husker that just got drafted, Layla Blackwell, also heading back home. She is drafted by the San Diego Mojo.
Oh, perfect.
How about that?
Love that. She gets to, that is the perfect landing spot for her. First off, she's from San Diego. She played for San Diego for 4 years, and now she's here at Nebraska playing an integral part for the Huskers. And she's one of those players where, you know, when you look at Nebraska's middle blockers, you have Andy Jackson, you have Rebecca Alec, and you have Layla Blackwell. Layla is like the perfect balance between those two. When you think of Andy, you think of offense first, although her defense is getting much better. Shout out to that solo block and stare down of Anna Schmeck.
Who had the better stare down, Andy Jackson or Donnie Raiola?
Andy Jackson. Andy got warned for hers. That's why hers was so much better. She blocks the...
but she didn't have a cop come get her.
That's true, but she blocks the 7'12" Anna Schmeck for Wisconsin and gets the stare down, gets a warning from the up official. But when you think of Andy, you think of offense. When you think of Rebecca Alec, you think of defense. Well, Layla Blackwell is like the perfect mix of those two, where she's going to be even keel. She'll get you a decent amount of kills, a decent amount of blocks. And that's what I think Nebraska really needed in that third middle blocker area. But yeah, her getting drafted by San Diego and going back home is going to be great. I'm extremely happy for her. Hopefully she can end her Nebraska, her collegiate career the right way. That's all we're going to say.
While we're on the topic of volleyball, big one on Friday, right? We'll talk about the Black Friday game coming up throughout the week for sure. Nebraska on the road at Iowa in football. But the Big Ten championship will essentially be decided on Friday night.
It will be. It will be decided
Nebraska,
on Friday.
Penn State, Happy Valley.
That's it. That's Nebraska travels to Penn. They have their final 2 matches of the season are on the road. They go to Penn State on Friday, and then the following day they will be up in College Park playing Maryland for their final regular season game. But that Penn State matchup is going to be massive, not only for the Big Ten championship, but for seeding in the NCAA tournament. If Nebraska is able to pull that out, I don't see how or why the committee, the AVCA or the NCAA does not jump them over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, although they only have 1 loss on the season, it was 5 to SMU. They lost in 5 down in Dallas to the Mustangs, who also swept Nebraska down in Dallas. They both only have 1 loss, but Nebraska's strength of schedule and the way that they've been able to take care of business, only dropping 5 sets in Big Ten play. That is 5 sets dropped in the best
1 to
volleyball
Minnesota,
conference
1 to
in
Michigan,
the country.
2 to Purdue, and then 1 to UCLA.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's 5 sets in the best volleyball conference in the country. And you have them still sitting at 2 with less first place votes than Pittsburgh. If they are able to go into Happy Valley, if they are able to go into there and beat Penn State, who has had an amazing season on their own right, undefeated in Big Ten play as well, There's no way in my mind that
Penn State has a loss.
Oh, they have the one
Yeah.
loss. Yeah, they have the one loss. Who did they lose to? I think it was Minnesota. I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I could be completely
Hey,
wrong. there.
shout out Minnesota football for almost doing the dang thing against Penn State football.
Hey, they could have had both, maybe potentially. But Penn State. Okay, so the one loss in Big Ten play. So I mean, it'll still be for the Big Ten championship.
Penn State also got swept on the road at Pitt.
Yeah, that was early in the season. We don't count early season losses.
Yes, we do. Losses are losses.
Like Notre Dame, not counting their NIU loss.
Oh no, Penn State got swept on the road at Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, there it is. That was one part of Wisconsin's comeback from starting 0-3 this season.
Yeah, weird.
It was a very strange time for them. But Penn State, if you can go on the road to Happy Valley into Penn State, which is one of the toughest places to play in collegiate volleyball, and you can come away with a win, I don't see why or how Nebraska doesn't get that number 1 overall seed. Granted, I mean, they'll be a top 4 seed and they'll host through supers regardless. But if they do lose to Penn State, they could drop down to the 4th 1 seed or what have you in the tournament.
Is there any chance Nebraska doesn't get a number 1 seed? Would they have to lose both of their next two?
They'd have to lose both of their next two. And even then, with the way that their non-con schedule and the way that their conference schedule and the way they've dominated teams, I could still see the committee giving them the benefit of the doubt and putting them as a 1 seed. The real problem for the volleyball tournament is that Wisconsin's going to be a lower seed and some poor team is going to have to play them in supers.
Right.
Some poor team is going to have to welcome Wisconsin in for a super regional, and that's going to suck.
Yeah, one of those classic matchups where a team is probably better than its record just because of, again, Nebraska played a tough schedule, Wisconsin behind, but maybe not far behind. Not the same, not a vintage Wisconsin like we're used to. Still really dang good, though. I mean, if you look at the Badgers' overall record this year, they're all the way down at 15-3.
Yeah.
21-6 overall in Big Ten play, 11-1 at home, 9-3 on the road, 1-2 at a neutral. Right, that's probably neutral's probably won't come into play.
Mm-hmm. That was
but
that early.
The away?
Yeah, that was that early when they lost. I think they started 0-2. They lost to, I don't remember who they lost to, but they did start 0-2, and it was one of those very confused. Them and Texas started the season not great. And it was very confusing, although both of them have righted the ship since then.
So last year's team, right, it seemed like it was on a date with destiny, made it all the way to the national championship match without dropping a game. This year's team has lost.
Mm-hmm.
Is this year's team better than last year's team despite having lost a game? Which team's better? Head-to-head matchup.
Oh.
Which team do you take?
Head-to-head matchup. I want to say this team. I think the emergence, especially now later in the season, the emergence of Taylor Landfair at that other outside spot, having Merritt Beeson at the opposite and how well she's been doing, and then the re-emergence of Harper Murray and the continued success of Andy Jackson has really taken this team to another level. And then you add in, not to take anything away from what Laney did last year, but what Olivia Mauk is doing this year at that defensive specialist spot is just fantastic. One of the best passers in the nation as a freshman. I would say that this team, that early loss to SMU, kind of got them out of their comfort zone, and they realized, like, you're not, how weird this is, you're not that good. Like, that's what that loss did, and then it just propelled them on this, again, this date with destiny, and how they've just been smoking everybody day in and day out, match in and match out. I think that this team is more concentrated and more focused, and they talked about not losing that taste in their mouth from that sweep against Texas. Well, I think that sweep against SMU added even more bitterness, and it's
to the state of Texas.
Yeah, and it's powered them. Yeah, just the state of Texas.
We know that Nebraska hates the state of Wisconsin in volleyball, obviously the state of Texas too. And I did misspeak. I meant to say undefeated up until the final game of the regular season against Wisconsin. How much did that loss play into how the NCAA tournament went for Nebraska last year?
I think that also fueled them a lot, although they were able to, that was like the second or third before the end of the season, because they ended up winning the Big Ten title at Iowa when they had to give, it was a weird thing where they had to hand them a like replica trophy and everybody was up in arms about it, whatever. But losing that game, because they had beaten Wisconsin in 5 sets in Lincoln earlier in the season, then they went to Wisconsin and got swept. And not just swept, they got smoked last year at Wisconsin. So that really powered them through the it was kind of a straight, I don't want to say powered, it helped them realize that they still had a little bit of work to do. And even then, they weren't playing the cleanest throughout the tournament up until they faced Pitt. Because remember, they played Arkansas.
That game on here.
Yeah, because remember, they played Arkansas in the Super Regional Final up down in Lincoln.
Jilly Martin.
Over at the Bob.
Your girl.
And yeah, love her. She's amazing. Jill Gill, she's amazing.
Gill. Right.
Jillian Gillen, she's fantastic. She's no longer with Orlando. She's somewhere else with the PVF. But anyways, they dropped the set to Arkansas, and it was kind of a messy match in that way. And then they get to Tampa and they take care of business against Pitt. Just absolutely took care of business. And then obviously what happened against Texas happened. So I think that loss to Wisconsin late in the season really helped them to get through the rest of the tournament. But they weren't playing the cleanest. They had their own issues, especially with serve receive towards the end of the season. And this team a lot better in the serve receive game. And you've noticed Harper Murray, who was being targeted against Texas, playing much better on that side of the court.
Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We get this from Eric on the text line. Why is Rico talking? Because we love Rico and we like to hear Rico talk. He
Thanks,
chimes
Eric.
back in later.
Eric loves me.
He says, whoa, don't forget about Lexi Rodriguez. Girl is freaking everywhere. She might be the overall best player on the team.
There's no mic. She is. There's no mic.
Okay.
She is the best player on that team. It doesn't matter if ands or buts about it. She would be. There are slight questions about the rest of the team. And who, but Lexi, okay, hold on. Let me finish my thought before I just go on. There are slight questions about if you took anybody on this team and put them on a different team, whether they would start. I'm pretty sure that like 90% of this roster would start anywhere else. Lexi Rodriguez 100% would start anywhere else in the country. She is hands down the best player on this team. I'm not forgetting about her. Everybody's talked about her enough. She might, if she averages, we've been doing the math in the media section. I think she's down to like 12.3 digs a match for these last few matches in the season, and that is if they make it to the championship game. If she averages 12.3, I believe, digs per match, she will pass Justine Wong-Orantes for number one in school history in digs in a career.
Who do you take, Lexi or JWO?
Justine. I'm sorry. Look, Lexi's amazing. Love Lexi. She's amazing. She's fantastic. But I mean, Justine's just otherworldly.
Olivia Malk next.
Oh yeah, she'll be wearing that libero jersey next year. I really don't think this is a question.
I just don't get talk much volleyball, so
I really don't. I think Olivia is the libero for next season. She's so steady. John Cook talked about
Pride of Bennington, baby.
Yeah, John Cook talked about how Lexi is a slow twitch athlete, which you would think, no, you want fast twitch. No. He said you want slow twitch athletes at libero because they make the right plays. They're right there. They'll get themselves set in the right position and just a lot of brain power going on up there. So they're in the position that they need. Yeah, they need to be in before it happens. Like they still have that fast twitch and they're going to get to those balls whenever they need to. But he said he likes the slow twitch athletes because they're there, they're set, and they're ready to get the dig.
I see Eric Strickland on the stream. We'll bring him in here after we take a short break. But before we do that, Rico, obviously there's 2 regular season matches in the NCAA tournament left for the Huskers. Are there any questions left for Nebraska to answer? What's going to determine how far the Huskers end up going?
I mean, the last question, the last straw that they need to, or the last whatever, I don't know where I'm going with this, is Penn State. Is going to Penn State, and they've proven that they can win on the road in a tough environment when they went up to Wisconsin and took care of business. But that Wisconsin team at that time played terribly. You could say it was because of Nebraska's offense and Nebraska's defense, and Nebraska forced them into playing terribly. I just think Wisconsin played terribly. This last matchup, they were missing their 2 best passers. I'm not taking anything away from the win. So before you go there, I'm not taking anything away from that.
Sounds like you're taking something away from the win, Rico.
But going up to Penn State, this amazing Penn State team with 2 of your former players on that team, this is going to be, and playing amazing for that team. This is going to be the final straw for Nebraska to see if they are, again, on that path to a national championship berth. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Or, I mean, really, if they're just on path for a Final Four appearance. Really, those are the only 2. Either they just make the Final Four or they make the championship game.
or either way they make the championship game. I mean, this is going to be the one that tests them the most because that Penn State crowd, that atmosphere, they're going to have a whiteout. It's going to be raucous, and it's going to test them in a way that they haven't been tested this year.
Any personnel questions as Nebraska enters the final week and beyond?
No, I think they've finally gotten the answer to that outside hitter position. Taylor Landfair has kind of, taken her flag and firmly planted it in that area. Everybody else, every other position is set. You've got Lexi, you've got Merritt, you've got Harper, you've got Rebecca and Andy. You've got Olivia and Laney coming in from time to time. You've got Kennedy as your serving specialist. I think you're set. And then, I mean, as much as it pains me to say this, I really like Lindsay coming off of the bench in a pressure-packed situation and needing something. Like if Taylor isn't able to perform, I think that Lindsay coming off of the bench has shown that she's so much better in that role than actually starting. Now, I'm not saying she isn't good when she starts, but I just think when she comes in, I mean, she came in a few matches ago.
She can be a starter on a good team, but on a team with national championship expectations, you like her coming off the bench.
Yeah. When she came in a few matches ago, the third set, she got 6 kills. She just came in for the third set, got 6 kills immediately. So I really like her in that role.
Nothing personal. We got a Husker Hall of Fame. We're on the line. We're going to go to break and take you out of the studio.
Get rid of me.
Appreciate your insight on volleyball. I learned a lot. Thanks, Rico.
Hey, you're welcome. I learned a lot from Renee Saunders sitting next to her for a while.
Hard not to learn from Coach Saunders.
Exactly.
We appreciate her. We will go to break. When we get back, Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland joins me. We'll call it On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Take you up to kickoff in our next game of the high school football state championships. Rico, Austin Strick joins right after this.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Hey, Nebraska football fans, it's defensive lineman Ty Robinson, and I've got a winning play for you with Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Team up with Action and install a new Bradford white water heater in your home. And if we win the conference championship this season, you'll get a full refund. Don't fumble this opportunity. Sack your old water heater this season and score big with Action. Visit actionlincoln.com/Huskers to learn more.
Promotion valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The Link Grill Draft and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree option. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is On the Block with Stricken Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block with Stricken Austin.
Welcome in. It is 2 o'clock, slightly thereafter. So we're going to call this On the Block, brought to you by the great people at NEPCO. Really appreciate them, what they do for the show. They are looking for mechanics for their Constructors brand, especially. Check them out at constructorslincoln.com or nebcoinc.com as well. Austin Norman at 1040 O Street. Where in the wide world is my partner, Eric Strickland? What's up, partner? How you doing? Unmute yourself, please. You're muted. Says can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. I got nothing, Stricky. Says you muted yourself. Might have to get Rico back in here. Wait, try now. Mute. And anything? Oh, no. Oh, no. We don't have Strick. Strick, hop out of the studio and hop back in. I'll get Rico back in here as best as I can. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought we had Stricky. Sounded good before. We'll get Stricky back. We'll work on it. He's not connecting very well. So we'll welcome Rico back in here for a little bit. Rico, Strick and I were going to go into Nebraska Creighton as best we could. Obviously, Nick and I were in the building for that one, and Nebraska wins that one 74-60. Let's try again. Strick?
Yo.
Hey.
There
he is.
We got Stricky. Okay. Thanks, Rico.
Okay.
Strickland, I have a question. Strickland, I have a question for you.
Yeah, my boy.
How old are you today?
35.
Is today the day you turn 35?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Stricky.
Yay!
More life, my guy.
Strickland, are you trying to tell me you're only 5?
Today is the day. I know, Rico. I mean, I had just graduated right when you came into Bellevue West. I just walked out the door.
I just missed you. So sad.
We were this close. This close.
We could have been on the 4x1 together.
I know. I did have that good 4.2 speed, but I just, I had to leave it to you to be able to do it. No, man, I'm excited, bro. It's a great day today. In a lot of ways, it was a great weekend. It's a great day. For me, I'm excited about taking another step in the upward direction. As long as I'm not in the upper room, I'm all right. How are you?
Text line 402-464-5685. Flood it with happy birthday, Stricky. Comment section brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers as well. Stricky, what are you doing after you hop off the block? You chilling outside? Are you chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool? What you doing today?
Yeah, weather is absolutely beautiful out here in Phoenix. It's, T-shirts, flip-flops, whatever you want to wear. It's definitely lovely out here right now. I don't know what it's like back home, but I can tell you one thing: the sun is shining over Memorial Stadium as well as there in Pinnacle Bank Arena.
We've had a lot of football talk here on the airwaves today, Stricky. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but let's start with basketball. I was there. I was in the arena. Nebraska men take down Creighton 74-63. We talked about it during On the Block. It was going to be an uphill climb. And Nebraska never trailed in this game. Not only did they win it, not only did they win it by 11 points, but Nebraska never trailed. I don't know if this team answered every question, but I think, Strick, we saw, at least to this point, easily the best performance of the year so far from the Nebraska men's basketball team and getting the road win at Creighton.
I mean, there's no question about it. You have to say that, right? One, here's why. We saw that there were a lot of issues that they had as far as not being able to get assists on scores. They did the same thing in this game. Not a lot of assists to their score and in their scoring ratio, but they had really good individual play. We figured if they struggled from three, they might be in a little bit of trouble because Creighton normally shoots pretty well. Defensively, they played absolutely great on the defensive side of things, forcing Creighton to not have a great shooting night themselves, shooting under 30%. So you match that area. That's still a struggle for them. They need to get that corrected if they're going to have great success. But you look at the numbers across the board, pretty even. You had to worry about them on the as far as defensive rebounding, match. You look at what they did on the defensive, getting hands on balls. That's what they've been good at. They've been good at turning people over, getting the hands on balls, and turning those points into transition opportunities for them. They did that. 10 steals on the game, and then Juwan Gary is definitely one of the ones that took advantage of those opportunities and getting out. And we knew he having success in the open court is where he thrives, and that's where he was able to do so. Didn't see a lot of Braxton Mia. We thought that maybe the matchup there would work. Kalkbrenner was bricking, and he struggled as far as he struggled as far as scoring.
He took one
field goal, one shot. Yes, and which is crazy, right? After what he's been doing as far as his shooting percentage, you thought that that's where it was going to be a lot of doubling. That's where a lot of their threes were going to come from. One shot. And look, they did that to them before. The last time they beat them up there in Omaha, that's how they did it. Shutting down Kalkbrenner just didn't allow him to do anything, both offensively and defensively. Not many blocks in the game, only 3 total blocks. And he only had one of them. So yeah. That's what you saw in this game, man. Shout out to Nebraska. They just came in and they gritted it out, went on the road and got a win, especially coming off of a tough loss there in South Dakota.
Absolutely, and that was what Fred Hoiberg really touted after the game. Was he said he challenged the guys coming off of that game in Sioux Falls against St. Mary's to clean it up, to pick it up, to play with that sense of urgency from the get-go. Again, Nebraska never trailed in the game. Nebraska led wire to wire outside of 1 or 2 momentary ties. So, Strick, I think the energy was better. You saw it in the closeouts, the Xing out. Was Nebraska perfect? No, but Creighton didn't make Nebraska pay. They still ended up missing those shots. What I think the biggest thing, though, was from St. Mary's to Creighton, what Fred Hoiberg said he had been harping on and what Nebraska finally brought to fruition was limiting turnovers. Only 1 or 2 really bad ones that led to fast breaks for Creighton. But here's the thing, Strick. Nebraska, 7 turnovers on the game. They forced 17 Blue Jay turnovers, scored 22 points off of them. You thought Nebraska, if they get more time together, would clean up at least some of the turnovers, but to limit it to 7 in a 40-minute game and then convert 17 into 22 points, that is a huge step forward from this team. I wasn't sure they would be able to make in a month, let alone less than a week.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. Austin, you said a mouthful there, and it's true. We just didn't think that they could. We thought there would be a gradual ascension to doing some of these things and getting better at them. We know they still have some things to work on, and I think they know that themselves. Have they come to the point where they've identified their roles? Guys right now that you thought would probably have more of a significant role have not necessarily done that. Where I will say that I'm happy about is Berke Buyukdengels, his role, the versatility that he brings to the game. Got a couple of assists, almost a double-double. Efficient, didn't need a lot. 22 minutes, doing what he did in 22 minutes is a solid day for him, right? So I think they've got some things that they still need to iron out. They still need to work out, but to have Bryce struggle, but yet they still do what they've been doing, and that's getting to the free throw line. getting to the free throw line 30 times against Creighton's phenomenal. So I don't care, like some of the areas where they're struggling right now, they are making up for it in other ways. I didn't think they can continue on that pace of going to the free throw line the way that they are, but they are. They're very good at attacking, and if they continue that, those will have great benefits for them in the long run.
Strick, being in the arena, I mean, Nebraska gets up by as much as 18 points, 31-13. And just like we saw against Bethune-Cookman, they let the opposition come creeping back into this game. Creighton got it down, I believe, as far as 7, maybe 5 once or twice. But Strick, what we saw was a veteran team playing like a veteran team on the road, right? Nebraska played like it was maybe the more confident team. There were a couple moments where Creighton hit back-to-back threes within the span of about 20 seconds, had a breakaway dunk or two. And this is where I think old Nebraska, you would have said, like the football team, oh crap, here we go again. Here comes the run. Did Nebraska build up enough cushion to, withstand the run and keep the game in Nebraska's favor? But when Creighton had those moments, Strick, there are 2 guys that Nebraska went to. Number 1 was Bryce Williams, right? Getting downhill, 16 points tied for the team lead. Bryce Williams was a perfect 8 of 8 at the free throw line. What did Nebraska do to stop the crowd noise and stop the run? They got Bryce Williams either in the mid-range or going downhill. The other thing they did was they went to Raleigh Wooster, a veteran point guard who's been on the road, who had a decent matchup kind of in that low post a la Sam Griesel. What Nebraska did was it gave the ball to 2 of its most experienced players, its 2 best, most consistent ball handlers on the team, and stopped that run at 6 or 7 points instead of ever letting it snowball to 10 or more. I want to shout out those 2 guys in the coaching staff for saying, you are our run stoppers, go make a play, and those 2 guys paid it off for Nebraska.
Yeah. I mean, that was what I was worried about. How are they going to do it? I didn't think they would be able to get away with posting up, Raleigh. I really didn't. I thought, especially with not shooting the way that they're shooting, you thought it was going to be a paint pack type of a day for Creighton, and for some reason, some lapses that they had, and those guys were able to do those things that helped Nebraska to be effective on the offensive side of things. So you got to love it, man. You got to love it. That's a big win for them. That could be a great confidence booster to propel them going out to Hawaii and finishing up the non-con and getting it started.
While we're on that point, Strick, I do want to say that at Fred Hoiberg's press conference today, I thought about this just a little bit too late, but I do think it's worth a mention that while so many teams had to fly to get to their multi-team events over the week of Thanksgiving, Nebraska gets to wait until Christmas. This team, and regardless of the level of competition, coming off of back-to-back games, a neutral site against a physical NCAA tournament caliber St. Mary's team, and then, it's in-state, but going on the road to play a rivalry game, those 2 games take a lot out of you. If Nebraska was flying to a neutral site to play 2 or 3 games this week, I'd say, watch out. You have to, maybe be on alert. But the fact that Nebraska on Wednesday gets to play in front of home fans against South Dakota and save its multi-team event till Christmas, I think that's going to end up being a huge benefit for this team.
No doubt. And look, as long as you don't get caught up in the sunshine of what it's gonna look like out there in Hawaii, and shout out to our sponsors and all of that. Austin and I would love to go and cover it. We would love to be able to get out there to cover it. If anybody would love to join us and go out there and have a wonderful trip, send out a message to us here at the ticket at Eric Strickland at theticketfm.com, or Austin. Austin can give you his handle as well, or you can hit us on our lines. We would love to go cover it, just to be there and watch the Huskers continue to progress. I think you're right though, Austin. I think you're right that the scheduling was done in a good way that could be beneficial to this team. Going out there during that time, school is pretty much shut down as well, and then get away from the what can be that Hawk winter time in Nebraska. get out there and just refresh and be revived and enjoy it. And it's beautiful. Not everybody got to enjoy the overseas trip, but some of those guys did. Some of those guys that are here, and that'll be another experience. Those are gelling moments, Austin. When you go trips like that, those are times when, the team get together, they're able to do things together, they're able to explore and experience it for the short time that they're going to be there. So, man, maybe that could be another time to continue to gel in this moment during the year.
Speaking of a road trip, Stricky, Nebraska football gets to take one too. They get out of the Hawk winner. Huskers qualify for a bowl game, a 44-25 win over Wisconsin. Huskers bowl eligible for the first time since 2016. Sitting back, watching the game, seeing 44 points almost exclusively out of the offense, Stricky. What is your initial reaction to Nebraska not only beating Wisconsin, but getting bowl eligible too?
There's a lot of things that you got a chance to see another week of Coach Holgorsen. You've got to see some of the things that he's able to do and implement, and the guys were able to take in. You also got to see Dylan Raiola perform a lot better and consistently. Yeah, only one touchdown, but he was consistent in what he was doing, found a lot of different people. You got to see also the use of Emmett Johnson and how effective Emmett Johnson is with this team. Yes, the bruising aspect of Dowdell, but Emmett Johnson showed that, yeah, he's him. He's the one. Here's why. The dual ways that you can use Emmett Johnson, both in the run and in the pass game, is shown to be effective in things that they can do in the quick pass and getting him the ball, getting him some touches. You also got to see an emergence of Ja'Cory Barney. You got to see how, yeah, he's going to be another one that's going to be able to shine a light. And he's like the others, you get in where you fit in. Banks was consistent as far as a possession guy, different things you can use in a possession. Nair just ain't, he ain't there that yet. He ain't there. I'm trying to make something out of it, Austin. I was trying to figure out how to use it, but that's okay. I think he'll have his time. I think he'll have his time as well. But like even you saw Isaiah Castaneda, Garcia Castaneda. You hadn't seen him all year. I think he's going to find ways in different aspects of whoever the team that they're playing and use them. And that's what you saw. And it was effective, man. 44 points, bro. I mean, that's what we've been looking for. And he gave it to us. They gave it to us as a team, as a unit. Shout out to the line, too. The line did a wonderful job as well. Yeah,
Stricky, the Nebraska offensive line allowed 0 sacks and 0 tackles for loss against Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That was a big-time performance in a big-time game for this team. And I do think it's interesting, Strick, Nebraska wins the Freedom Trophy from Wisconsin. It's the first time in series history that the Freedom Trophy will be staying in Lincoln. I mentioned this on pregame with Chancellor, but there's some sweet irony in there, right? Nebraska is free of the 12-year, 10-game losing streak to Wisconsin. They're free of the bowl drought. Strick, it's incredible. I mean, you couldn't draw it up any better for Nebraska to beat Wisconsin, to become bowl eligible, and really get what Matt Rhule described as that sense of relief into the program. But he said again today, the work's not over. It's the last time we're celebrating 6 wins. What do you want to see from this team against Iowa on Friday?
Yeah, you want to see that continuous ascension in growing with Holgorsen. That you want to see that, because you definitely hope that he can continue to do that and progress and be retained if they like what they're seeing out of him. You definitely want to continue to see the confidence being rebuilt out of Dylan Raiola, hopefully to be able to retain him. That like 7-5 isn't enough. We want more. And you want to hope that you can continue to build off of that. And it's going to help with recruiting. I think going bowling, getting back in, I think you always want to win the regional battle against your neighbors. as far as the recruiting. So that's an important thing to go out there and get that win also. But it's a great confidence. It's a great confidence builder to go into someone's home and learn how to win on the road. When no one's able to pump you up, no one's able to gas you up, no one's able to prime you up, you have to go in there with your own internal battery and energy source and go in there and take the life, the heart, just the mentality of the mental aspect of those on the opposite team than you. You got to be able to do that. And you hope that Nebraska will be able to grow and ascend and take that on the road and get it done.
We'll talk about it even more tomorrow. We're going to go to break. We have Link to Literacy in the building. Stop by 1040 O Street, learn about their mission, what they're trying to accomplish. Eastrick, my partner, more life, my brother. Happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow, partner.
All right, man. Love. I appreciate it.
That's Eastrick. I'm Austin. We'll be right back, getting set for high school state football championships. Quick interview with Link to Literacy. We'll send you out to Memorial Stadium again.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CR-FR Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CR-F Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CR-F 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings, your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Birthday boy Eastrick jumped off. He's got a day to enjoy, but so do we here in Lincoln. It is cool. It is crisp. What else could you ask for than a warm fireplace and a nice book? We're partnering up with our friends to Link to Literacy. Again, appreciate them for stopping by. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Joe from Link to Literacy. Joe, welcome in.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Appreciate you guys stopping in. So let's just dive right into it. It's the Thanksgiving season. We think about gratitude, right? Being thankful. And you guys are in the midst of your gratitude campaign. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we started the gratitude campaign a year ago. It is November, the month of being thankful. Mm-hmm. It sounds kind of cliche, but there are really 2 parts to gratitude the way I look at it. Number 1, we're grateful for all our supporters and donors for Link to Literacy. But living a life with gratitude can really be life-changing for those people that are giving. Mm. So I don't know about you. When you grow up, did you have your own books?
Oh, yes. Plenty of books. Like I come from a family of educators. Books.
Kind of like your own little library. Mm-hmm. You could go. I think we take that for granted. So the people that give to Link to Literacy, I think by stopping to think about what it is when you're donating and providing the gift of literacy to children, it can be a life-changing thing when you think about that. So we take so many things for granted, but every day thinking how grateful we are. And now you're helping a child be grateful by having that gift as well. So,
And a child right here in Lincoln too.
Exactly.
When you think about gratitude for you listeners out there, it's that time of the year, right? If you're in the giving spirit, in the giving mood, if you have the opportunity to help a child, Joe, how can people contribute to Link to Literacy and help grow that gift here in this community?
Yes, with our gratitude campaign, we're encouraging people to make a pledge. It's easy to make a one-time gift, and that's wonderful as well, especially as we head into the holiday season. But a pledge is something that you might think about. Maybe it's $10 a month. It helps sustain a nonprofit, especially Link to Literacy being only in its second year.
Right.
We're a new nonprofit. It helps us plan ahead so we know what kind of programs we can offer in the coming year. So you can go to linktoliteracy.org, our website, and you can choose a one-time gift. You can choose a monthly gift, weekly, and then sometimes if you go in and don't really think about it, you have it automatically withdrawn every month. It makes it a little easier, especially as we're getting ready for that giving season that we're approaching.
And the money's not disappearing. You will see the results. You will see the impact here in the community. When I think about, it's those continuous investments, right?
Yeah.
I think about sports too, right? That's what practice is, right? Eventually you just get so in the routine of going to practice, it's so in the routine of being grateful, of giving back. But when you think of books and sports, it's student athlete, the term comes to mind. But you're the book person or you're a sports person. There's definitely some overlap though, right?
There's such an overlap. I was thinking about an analogy as I was driving down here, and it's quite remarkable for me to think about a sports analogy, by the way. I was one of those, I tried volleyball, I tried basketball, I tried track, but you're looking at a baton twirler. So
Respect.
It's really remarkable I came up with this sports analogy. But when you think about it, sports, especially for children, can be foundational to their future success. So not only does it teach teamwork, that's pretty obvious. It also teaches how to win with grace, how to lose with character. It teaches self-discipline, and it's a foundation. It's a building block for kids as they grow older. So kids that are involved in sports and in teamwork, research has shown that they have better success later on in life. Literacy is kind of the same thing. We have that foundation of literacy, and there's been so much research out there. I think it's by the end of fourth grade, statistics are showing if a child is not reading at grade level by the end of fourth grade, they are much more likely to end up living in poverty situations or even incarcerated. And then that starts that cycle, and it's really difficult to get out of. So when I was looking to get involved in a nonprofit, that's what really spoke to me, is you're getting to the root of the problem. Just like sports is the foundational building block, literacy is just as important, and it really sets up a child for future success.
What are a few of those foundational building blocks that literacy provides for kids?
Yes, it's just reading comprehension, just in helping you in other classes, putting yourself in the same page as the characters that you're reading. So you're turning the page, and then all of a sudden you start to see yourself in the pages. And that's what Links to Literacy does. We curate books so that the books we give to other organizations, that children can see themselves represented in the pages. So all of a sudden, now they're starting to see themselves in those pages of the book, and they're starting to realize, hey, this is something that I could do. So not only does it help them in other classes, it helps them in all the different other areas of their studies, but it helps them in real life. And that's really more important than anything.
One last time, Joe, how can people give to the gratitude campaign and be a part of what Link to Literacy's mission is here in Lincoln?
Yes, they can go to our website at www.linkedtoliteracy, that's the number 2.org. Then you can make a pledge or a one-time gift.
There you go. Joe, thank you so much for stopping in. It's been great having you guys around the building here. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the team. Hope to do it again soon.
Same to you. Thanks so much.
She's Joe. I'm Austin. We're going to go to break. When we get back, you'll be back out at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. More high school state football championship action your way. Nick Sainert, Chancellor Brewington, right after this.
Difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380